Hey everybody, Robert from Black Belt Gaming. I hope you've been well. I've been so busy. Really have struggled to find time to continue my playthrough here. But I'm going to push on this evening and see how far I can go. Let's pick it up with the next round. Well, I'm just looking up here. I actually think I'd like to reclaim this kerosene lantern. So I'm going to have Harvey take his first action and move over here to the bathroom, the restroom. For his other action, he's going to pick up the kerosene lantern and put it back into his inventory. And then with his 1 point of movement left, he's going to return right back to where he was. As for Jenny Barnes, she still has this kleptomania going on, which means that when she ends her turn in a space, she needs to take a random item from the other investigator. Well, I'm going to take 1 point of movement and go right here into the same space as Harvey, but she's not done yet. And I think I'm going to have her explore in this direction. And to do that, we need to go to the application. All right, everybody, here we are in the application. We're going to explore. Jenny is going to explore this token here to the north. It says a wood plaque marked library is fastened to the center of the door. She will explore as her action. The door creaks on its hinges as you push it open to reveal the library. Bookshelves line the walls. Discard this explore token and place the library tile in a wall as indicated. Alright, I'll need to jump away and do that. Okay, the tile has been placed and the wall token added. A pile of research materials that have been recently used sits on a small wooden desk. Place a search token as indicated. Alright, that's done. A robed figure is pushing a bookshelf back into place. Place a search token as indicated. Alright, that is done. The robed figure draws out a strange idol and begins chanting. Before your very eyes, a terrifying creature appears out of thin air. The cult member speaks some words to it in a strange language, but the creature turns on him, tearing him to pieces before your eyes. Spawn a Migo in the library as indicated, then suffer 2 horror, but we can negate this with a good roll. Alright, everybody, here's the situation. We've got a Migo coming out. I believe this is another one from the expansions. So we'll put the Migo right here. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Got 2 search tokens in there, and we need to make a check to avoid this horror. And to do that, that is going to be not strength. No. It's going to be a will roll, and we get 3 dice on the roll. Alright, Jenny has a will of 3. 3 dice on the roll to avoid the horror. And she has 1 success and 1 investigation result here, which I think with a clue token we can turn into a success. However, I don't know if I really... Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and spin that and make that 2 successes. So 1 clue token spent from Jenny Barnes there for a success. Now, I think, this is Jenny's action. I don't recall quite at the moment if Harvey Walters needs to make a similar check or not. Let me see. All right, Jenny Barnes made her check. And I'm kind of thinking that since this is her turn and her action, she poked her head into the room. I think she's the only one that needed to try to deal with this this horror situation. So that's how I'm going to play it for now. Let me know if you disagree. Let's move on. She may move one space into the explored area. Well, that puts her right on top of this Migo. And I guess I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to move her one space and put her in there. So Harvey was looking the other way, fiddling with his kerosene lantern, and Jenny Barnes opened the door, saw this creature tear apart a cultist. She's going to move inside. And I think that is a free move for her. I actually think she may have one more movement point left, but I think that would cause some combat concerns here, needing her to try to evade the creature. So I think she's in a good place to maybe attack this thing on a future turn. We shall see. But that's going to wrap up the actions. We have Jenny moving and then exploring, and Harvey moved, took the lantern, and moved back. So I think that's it. We're going to go to the Mythos phase next. Let's go to the app. All right, we're back to the application. I think the investigators are done for the moment. Let's go on to the Mythos phase. Your investigation has gone on too long, and your strength is now ebbing. Each investigator flips 2 damage face up. Well, that's going to affect Jenny. I guess we were messing around the mansion for too long. Let's go back to the board. All right, and back to the board. The application just told me we are taking too long. So your investigation's gone on too long, and we need to flip 2 damage face up. Well, Harvey Walters is wounded, but has no additional damage cards at this time, but Jenny has 3. So let's just take one from the top and see what it does. A demoralizing injury. You gag at the scent of your own blood. Resolve immediately. Suffer 1 additional. Face down horror. Then flip this card face down. Alright, so 1 face down horror for Jenny Barnes. Let me handle that right now. Alright, I picked a random face down horror card, and let's take the next one. It says lightheaded. Your vision swims and you worry that you are hurt much worse than it appears. Flip 1 horror face up, then flip this card face down. So both of these cards have said then flip this card face down. So that's going to switch back, and this one's going to switch back, but now this card is going to flip face up, and I guess we'll need to resolve that one. Hysteria. You scream and scream and scream. You slap yourself as hard as you can, hoping to break the cycle. Flip 1 damage face up, then flip this card face down. All right. This is the one I haven't flipped yet, so for variety's sake, so we don't get in an endless cycle, we'll flip this one over. Grievous injury. You clutch the wound, and your hand comes away red with blood. Suffer 1 additional face down damage, then flip this card face down. So we need to add a 4th damage card. Alright, so you see Jenny Barnes up there. This hit her pretty hard just walking into this room. She's now got 4 horror cards face down. I'm sorry, damage cards, and 1 face down horror there. And I think that's it. We need to go back to the application. Alright, well, after quite a bit of card flipping, that part is done. Oh no. The chanting in the yard reaches its peak and can be heard throughout the manor. as if unnaturally amplified. As the chant reaches its end, you hear a door open. The ritual is complete. I will deal with you myself. Spawn a priest of Dagon, as indicated. This is William Vanderbilt. Wow. Alright, well now the priest is on the board. We'll continue. The Migo moves up to 2 spaces to be within range of as many investigators as possible. Then it attacks the investigator within range that has the most items. Well, it's already within range of Jenny. She's standing right in front of it, and Harvey is outside of a door. So the monster attacks Jenny. The creature holds up a horseshoe-shaped apparatus pointed in your direction, and we need to make a strength and get 2 successes. If you pass, you feel various metallic items on your body rattling around. Suffer 1 face down damage. If you fail, you are hurled by an unseen force directly away from the abomination, and you suffer 2 damage and drop 1 random item. Then move 1 space away from the Migo. Alright, let's take care of this on the board. Alright, so this thing just attacked Jenny with some sort of device. She has a strength of 3. However, she still has this Elder Ward. Roll 1 additional die when a creature or monster is attacking you. So she's going to roll 4 here. And to avoid this, to avoid the worst of the damage, she's going to need 2 successes. We have 1 success and 2 clue token results. Or investigation results. Let's let her spend her final clue token and change one of those to a success to get 2. So that's it. She passed. And it said that she feels various metallic items on her body rattling around, and she suffers 1 face down damage. So let me grab one of those and add that to the stack. I think that may take her to 5. So she's hanging in there, but things are not looking good. I'm sure this priest over here is going to do something bad. Alright, well fortunately for Jenny, she passed her strength check, and she's hanging in there. She did take 1 face down damage. Vanderbilt moves up to 2 spaces to be within range of as many investigators as possible, and then he attacks. Moves up to 2 spaces to be within range. As I look on the board, he is already within range of Harvey Walters. So he's going to attack. Vanderbilt, with arms uplifted, chants the words to some vile incantation. Within moments, you feel as if your flesh is being torn apart from the inside. Suffer 3 face down damage, but lore negates. Alright, Harvey, let's see what you can do. Alright, well, range is, as I recall, 3 spaces away. 1, 2. Harvey's right there. He turns, lantern in hand, and sees Vanderbilt there. He casts some wicked spell on him, and he needs to make a lore check. Harvey's lore is pretty strong at 4. So we're going to be rolling 4 dice for Harvey. Let me see if he has anything that could help him. He gets 1 additional die for when evading a monster, but that's not going to help here. And he's got his lucky cigarette case, which might be of some use. Harvey's already wounded, so any damage he suffers now will put damage cards on him. He doesn't have any on him other than the wounded condition. That roll turns up 1 success. And I don't think that's going to be good enough. I just don't see anything else he's got. He's got clue tokens. I need to, due to my breaks, I need to reconfirm what those can do. I don't think those give me rerolls. That's the Elder Sign game. No, those would allow me to convert those to successes. I think Harvey's stuck. Harvey's going to take 2 face down damage from this attack. Alright, so wounded. Harvey suffers another 2 damage, another 3 points, and he's gone. Alright, we're back to the application. The damage has been done. Harvey suffered 3. Let's continue. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against the monster within range. Well, it looks like we're going to have multiple checks here. Each investigator is going to have their own. Okay, well, let's take them one at a time. We'll go to the Migo first, and we'll resolve Jenny Barnes, her horror check first. The creature lets loose a strange noise like 1,000 screaming locusts. If you pass this lore check, you comprehend the horrible chorus as a song of worship and cover your ears. Flip 1 horror face up. If you fail, the endless buzzing of it drills into your skull and you suffer 2 face down horror. Well, we're doing Jenny first. She has a lore of 3, and she gets, due to the Elder Ward, she gets to roll 1 additional die while a monster's attacking her. But this is a horror check, so that's different. So I don't get that extra die. Talked myself out of it. Let's go over here and roll 3 dice. We need to get 2 successes to pass. And we've got 1. We do have a lucky rabbit's foot. We can re-roll 1 die. So let's do that. Let's re-roll this one, the blank. And we got a blank again. So that didn't work. She's going to suffer some damage here, so she failed. The endless buzzing of it drills into her skull, and she suffers 2 face down horror. Alright, let's grab those. Alright, well, things aren't looking too good for Jenny. That gives her 3 face down horror. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 face down damage. So she can take 8 damage, and she can take 6 horror. So she's a little more than halfway down with her basic physical health, and halfway with her sanity. Alright, we're back to the application. She took the 2 face down horror. We're going to have to go now to this priest here. He's attacking Harvey. Vanderbilt calls out to the stars, begging for your demise. Maybe observation 2. If you pass, you realize the words are hollow. If you fail, the starlight seems to fade. Suffer 1 horror, then flip 1 horror face up. Harvey's got a lot of horror on the table right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can take up to 9. Let's hope he can pass this check. Let's go back to the board. So Harvey needs to resist the priest's attack here, calling to the stars, begging for our demise. And we need to make it's observation. Harvey's got a 4 in observation. So let's make this roll here. Well, he's got clue tokens, so that's good. We did need 2 to pass. Harvey's going to spend his... Well, he's going to use his lucky cigarette case here. Instead of spending a token, he's going to use this to convert one of those investigation results to a success. So 2 successes. Harvey realizes that the words are hollow. And the battle of wits has begun between the priest and the professor. And the professor, although badly wounded, remains standing. All right, so Harvey passed that check. I think that was all that needed to be done. We'll move on. In the Mythos phase, yes. We're back to the investigators. All right, I'm pushing on tonight for the first action of Jenny Barnes in this next round. I'm going to use a special ability of a character for the first time in the game. I don't know if this is a wise thing to do at this point, but let's try it. She has no clue tokens, and she can spend an action. If you have no clue tokens, gain 2 clues and discard 1 horror. Well, let's do that. All right, I took care of business there. She got, Jenny Barnes was able to collect 2 clues, and we discarded 1 of the 3 face-down horror cards. So that's put away. She has another action available to her. Well, you can bet she's definitely going to attack the Migo with her favored 2x4. So let's go to the app and attack him with a heavy weapon. All right, we're back in the application where Jenny Barnes is making an attack on the Migo with a heavy weapon. You channel all of your fear and aggression into one powerful swing, strength 1. If you pass, the sound and feel of the impact brings a crazed smile to your lips. The monster suffers damage equal to the weapon's damage plus your test results. If you fail, you cry out in impotent rage. Let's go to the board. Wielding her 2x4, Jenny Barnes is going to be attacking with 3 dice. She does still have the focused condition. That's good to keep in mind. I think this 2x4, it's served her well so far. We still have our lucky rabbit's foot for this new round. All right, let's keep going. We need just 1 success on the test. Certainly we can do that. Wow, we got 3 successes. So it says if you pass, you do the weapons damage, which is 2, plus your test result, which is 3. So she just cracked this thing for 5 damage. Let's go to the application. So as it says, without any alteration needed whatsoever, a crazed smile comes to her lips, and she smashes this thing for the base 2 damage of the 2x4 plus 3 successes for a total of 5. And she just destroyed this thing. She is the bomb. All right, let's take that sucker off the board. Well, Jenny's my hero. She just smashed this Migo into oblivion. And that was her second action, so she is out of juice for now. Let's go to Harvey. He is facing off against the priest in the hallway. Unfortunately, whatever terrible ritual they were up to was completed, so I don't know if we're going to make it through this scenario alive or not, but we'll go down fighting as hard as we can. Let me think about what old Harvey Walters is going to do. Well, I was about to have Harvey go into battle with this thing, but maybe that's not the wisest course of action. He's not in the same room, or isn't the same room, isn't that when you need to make an evade check? It's not just within range. I believe that's correct. If an investigator is in a monster's space, well, he's definitely not in the monster's space. So if you're in the monster space and you choose to perform any action other than attack or move action, you must revolve an evade check. Maybe Jenny Barnes would have had to have made an evade check when attacking the Migo before. That's probably true. Well, Harvey's going to get out of there. So he's going to try to move here. He's going to take one step into this room and then another step over here this way. And then what can he do? He can attempt Flesh Ward, perhaps, as another action, or should he search? Why don't we go ahead and have him search? We'll just have him check out what's over here. All right, so Harvey is not going to attack right now. He has backed away into this room and is attempting to search over here, hopefully trying to find something that can help him survive against this priest. Peering behind the bookshelf, the robed figure was moving. You see runic circles inscribed on the wall. You push aside the shelf to reveal the ritual circles the butler spoke of. You attempt to trace them as he told you. Tap to attempt the puzzle using lore. All right. Okay, we've got to put something together here. Our lore is 4, so I think that gives us 4 moves. We also have 4 tokens here. So I wonder how we do this. Interesting. Is there a way to move these around? There's got to be. That's what this should be all about. So let me look at this for a minute. Alright, I'm just trying to get a sense of what this picture may be. And at first I thought this would be in the center just because that's where it is at the moment, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm not so sure. I feel like it is a centerpiece, and I feel like that one does need to be on top of it. I feel like this one needs to be below it, however, to complete the circle down at the bottom. So can I move those 2 pieces? I think so. Can I switch these 2 pieces? That looks like that's fitting together. And we still have 2 moves left for Harvey's basic lore. Let me continue to look at this for a little bit. Alright, another piece with these kind of strands coming off it seems to be right here. So let's move that over. That actually seems to look good where it is. I guess I would move this down then. And then I need to maybe switch these 2. And to do that, I'm going to have to use one of my 4 clue tokens. Alright. We completed the puzzle. You trace a continuous line through the winding markings as the butler instructed you. The runes illuminate with a strange green light, and a wall panel pops open, revealing a secret door to a hidden study behind the wall. Gain 1 clue. Alright, so we lost a clue token, we just got 1 back. We'll stay at 4. Then discard this token, the search token, and a wall. So discard this search token and wall. Alright. Okay, so the tokens have been moved. I didn't show you the board, but they have been moved. And we've opened up something else. The secret panel in the wall slides open noiselessly, and you peer into a hidden office. Place office tile and wall as indicated. Alright, that's been done. Let's continue. And there's a search token. A bookshelf filled with frightening objects is mounted on the opposite wall. Place a search token as indicated. A bookshelf filled with frightening objects. Alright, that's there. And an oak desk sits on the other side of the room. Place a search token there. Alright, that is done as well. You may move one space into the explored area. We'll move Harvey in there. And I think that's it. Now, I believe in the previous turn we had Jenny Barnes do an action before she attacked the Migo, and I don't think there's any way I can go back and resolve that. So why don't we consider it a wash? Remember before we investigated a desk? It was down here where these papers were on the floor. We were supposed to get something there. A spell perhaps. And we got cheated out of that due to, I think, a little oversight in the application. We suffered the consequences of having a witch or somebody come after us, but no power was gained. So I guess I'm going to give myself a break and not worry about that evade check with the Migo, since there's nothing I can do about it now. The Migo is gone. So that's where Harvey's actions will finish. Alright everybody, it's time to end the investigator phase. We'll confirm and go to the Mythos phase. The cheap item snaps as Jenny Barnes tries to lift it. Unfortunately, it is now completely useless. Jenny Barnes discards one random common item. Alright everybody, I did a random draw and I ended up pulling the Elder Ward. The Elder Ward has broken, so that is discarded. That was good. That was allowing her to get an extra die when she was attacked. Vanderbilt moves up to 2 spaces to be within, let's see, 2 spaces to be in a space with as many investigators as possible. So 1, 2. That's going to put him right outside the door, so no investigators within 2 spaces. Vanderbilt moves 2 spaces. Okay. Horror checks, no horror checks. And I think that's it. So here we are. This should be right. The priest is now outside the door, about to go in and attack our investigators. And Jenny Barnes lost her Elder Ward, perhaps protecting her in the previous encounters. It was stressed and just dissolved and fell apart. Alright. Alright everybody, I think I will end the video here for now. I played, I think, 2 turns tonight. I think we have taken too long checking out everything within the mansion. The ritual is completed. The priest is out. We were able to kill the Migo. Status update here. Harvey, you can see his damage cards and such up there in the upper left side. He's got 7 horror and 2 face down damage. Actually, everything's face down for him. Jenny Barnes just simply started to run out of space. I know she has 2 horror, and it's either 4 or 5 damage. Let me double check which. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's got 5 of these. So 5 damage and 2 horror for her. 2 clue tokens for Jenny and 4 for Harvey Walters. And that's where we'll leave off. Other than that evade check that I think I missed with the Migo, let me know if you spotted anything else that I might be able to correct if necessary. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks again for all your help with learning this game. When I actually am able to get here to the table and film a few rounds, it's a lot of fun. This is a very good game. It's the kind of style that I enjoy a lot. So we'll see what happens next soon, I hope. Take care.